Hey there YouTube, this is Mr.Lubufu and I'm here with deck tech for you guys. This is the deck that I ran during game day. I ran Jund Walkers. And so we're going to briefly just go through it and see what we have going on here. Sorry about that. So we have 4 Elvish Mystic, 4 Sylvan Caryatid, and 4 Courser Crewfix. The sort of staple green cards that we've come to expect in Standard. Easy to play, fun to ramp, etc., etc. Then we start getting into the Planeswalker package. So we have 4 Xenagos the Reveler, a Chandra Pyromaster, 4 Nissa Worldwaker, and Vraska the Unseen. Optimally, I would have preferred to have had multiples, like a second Chandra and cut a Nissa. You can tell this was inspired by Yu Ichikawa's list. So it has the full Nissas, but they're mostly there to make 4/4s, basically offer more threat. I like Chandra Pyromaster a little bit better. Comes down a little bit early on curve. Now we start getting into the removal package and just the sort of spells. So we have 2 Rakdos Return, 2 Mizzium Mortars, 2 Ultimate Price, 2 Thoughtseize, an Abrupt Decay, 2 Hero's Downfall, and 2 Putrefy. Sort of had to make do with what I had. I would have preferred to have had a 3rd Mizzium Mortars. Probably would cut a Putrefy for a Mizzium Mortars. It gives you outs that other things can't exactly provide. Now onto the mana base. It's a little bit sketchy, to say the least. Had to make do with what I had on hand, and some things aren't exactly perfect. So there are 2 forests, the full playset of Temple of Abandon and Temple of Malice. We've got Singleton Overgrown Tomb. We've got 2 Temple of Malady, 2 Llanowar Wastes that are sort of hidden down there, 3 Stomping Grounds, 3 Blood Crypts, a Mutavault, a Mana Confluence, and an Urborg. Now I know that mana base looks really weird, and you astute viewers will see that I don't actually have 3 Blood Crypt and 3 Stomping Grounds. There's some Guild Gates thrown in there, and I had to make do with what I had. Urborg is in there to help support the double Hero's Downfall. Gets kind of hard to cast otherwise. The Mana Confluence, again, optimally would be probably another Overgrown Tomb, but I had to make do with what I had. So it's kind of a sketchy mana base. Luckily for me, it didn't have any major issues during game day, but you know, sometimes you want to play with a good solid mana base. And now we go over to the sideboard. So we've got 14 cards here. The 15th is another Golgari Charm that I borrowed because I couldn't find mine, oddly enough. But 4 Magma Spray, 2 Slaughter Games. You see the Golgari Charm hidden there. 2 Duress, 1 Abrupt Decay, 1 another Ultimate Price, a Scavenging Ooze, and 2 Drowning Sorrows. Drowning Sorrows were in there because I was expecting far more aggro. Turns out, didn't play against an aggro matchup at all. So, kind of a bad sideboard choice. Slaughter Games were just fine, Magma Sprays were okay. I brought in the Golgari Charm and the Duresses a bunch. Since I didn't play aggro decks, the Duresses did a bunch of work. But this is basically the list I ran. I took it to top 8, but that's far less impressive knowing that there were 16 people. So, yeah, I didn't exactly have a good tournament. Round 1, I played against Boros, but it was more like big Boros instead of small Boros. And I had answers to everything he tried to cast. Round 2, I played against Bant Archangel of Thune combo. So it's Archangel of Thune and Horizon Chimera and the Fathom Mage. And I beat that. He did win game 1. I Rakdos returned him for his entire hand on turn 3, which felt really good. But then he top deck Archangel of Thune and I had no answers. So that sort of sucked. But then I crushed the other 2 games. Then I played against Mono Black in round 3, and we had some pretty close games that were pretty actually interactive, so no Thoughtseize into Pack Rat games. He actually did cast 3 Pack Rats, and I killed all 3 of them, so that was kind of nice, but eventually he was just able to outgrind me. And in the finals I played against Naya Mono 4/4, so we just cast Loxodon Smiters and Stormbreath Dragons, and killed me really, really, really fast. He played around Mizzium Mortars the entire time, which was my major out. So, didn't exactly bode well for me. But and then that was basically the tournament. So not not the most solid tournament performance, but this is a list I wanted to run. It's pretty entertaining to play. It's a lot of fun. I'm not sure, like the weakest card I think in here is actually Nissa. Every time I slam Nissa, it's like Nissa make 4/4. My opponents are always like, "Ugh, that's so annoying," but it didn't really do that much, I found. So I don't know. Just my opinions. I might throw in some Read the Bones. We'll see how it goes. But this is what I'm going to be running in Standard for a little bit. Maybe I go into Naya and add Elspeths and a Johnny's and see what happens there. I like Reed Duke's list that he posted on Channel Fireball with Genesis Hydra, because that card is amazing and so much fun to cast. It feels like a Reckless Return on 4, except it's just value. So that's another card I've been thinking about post-rotation. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the deck tech. Thank you guys all for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.